All right, guys, we're going to talk about Mora Straps. So Ben over at Mora sent me a very lengthy email, and a lot of times I don't take the time to read those, but for some reason I could tell instantly that it was well written and the guy was passionate about what he was writing about. And I think that's because he's onto something that he thinks the market needs or wants, and he believes in his product. So it came through in his email. So I agreed to, obviously I read it, and then I reached back to Ben and talked to him a little bit back and forth, and his excitement and belief in his product translated to me inspired to see it as well, for multiple reasons. So first of all, you can tell it's just a high quality NATO strap. Okay. He's got his name brand here. You can get brushed hardware, you can get polished hardware. So a lot of the things that you're going to notice on the product is really not much different than a lot of other NATO straps out there. It just is what it is. There's a lot of them out there to choose from. It's on a thicker side, but it's not overly thick. I didn't get a measurement on it. Actually, we can measure it real quick. So I'm guessing this is it's hard to measure fabric. So it's just over a millimeter, like 1.2 millimeter thick fabric. So, and it's very pliable, it's very flexible, but it's not the super floppy seatbelt type thing. It's kind of like in between that and like a rough NATO. So fabric wise, it's that. The length of it actually matters. And I've had many people in the past that are way more knowledgeable about this style of straps than I am, because I don't wear them traditionally, although I might start wearing them because this thing feels really good on wrist. But I always thought that I wanted a shorter strap because I don't like the fold over. But as I put this one on, I think a longer NATO strap might actually make more sense, oddly enough, because you can dial in that comfort level and you have enough strap at the flap, to tuck in. So I don't want to get too bogged down with that part of the conversation because, all of them have their own merit. But where Mora sets itself apart is the hardware. So yes, this is all 316L stainless steel, and it's all milled solid pieces. And there's other companies out there that do that for this buckle, and this buckle. But where they don't do it, as far as I've noticed, is this piece. There's almost always a spring bar in there. So the whole point of having a NATO is that if you have a spring bar failure on your watch, you're going to have your watch head flopping around, but it's still going to be on your wrist. So you have two weak points here. Okay, you have two potential fail points. Now, personally, I've never had one fail, but it depends on what you're doing or whatever. It could happen, absolutely could happen. But with most straps, and I don't want to pick on just NATO straps, but most straps, period, also use a spring bar here. But if you look, there's no spring bar. This is one piece of milled out stainless steel. And then, of course, the tang here is, folded over and wrapped around, but that's not going to fail. That's just kind of tucked in the fabric. Where you're potentially going to fail is on a pull strength on a spring bar. And you got to remember the spring bars that are used here are typically much smaller than even the spring bars on your watch head. So now the strap has no fail points, essentially. On top of the fact that it's a quality strap, quality hardware, great looking. You have your floater keeper. It legit feels good on wrist. The buckle ends up on the bottom. So I don't know, man. This seems really nice. And you got enough strap left over on my 7.25-inch wrist that I can get plenty of secure strap tuckage there. And there's other ways to wear these too. I'm well aware of that, but this is like the way I just strap it on. So, and as of now, because it's a newer company, he has some really cool. I love this color, the Bond strap or whatever, or the green or red breakup on the black strap. That looks so good. I could easily see pairing this with this green Zen With many watches, it would work. So you have the 20 mil, you have the 22 mil, you have that color strap, you have this bond strap. You can choose brushed hardware, or you can choose polished hardware. The polished one's going to come with a protective film on it. You peel that off. The brushed is nice and fine brushed. You know, the polished is going to look great on there. I know the OCD guys are going to freak out about that bezel misalignment. Let me fix that for you real quick. So you can see that looks great on this new great white turtle. Here, I can actually strap that on too real quick, if I can manage this. I don't want to get the video too long for a strap video, but so big thanks to Ben for reaching out, taking the time, taking the chance of sending a really long email to me, hoping that I would read it, which I did, and also doing something different. And it's hard to do in this day and age when you're talking watch straps, especially, let alone like watch micro brands and stuff like that, because everything's been done, you know. So it's hard to do something new and innovative. So, and I think Ben has done that. I think he's accomplished that. So there you can see I know I'm not super good efficient at that, but super comfortable on wrist. I mean, I get why guys, listen, I actually like NATOs. Don't get me wrong. When I say I don't wear NATOs, it's not because I don't like them. I actually love them. As far as like the options you have with the hardware and the colors and the comfort and everything like that, it just, I have not been able to integrate them into my watch wearing experience, but I might start doing it. I might just kind of force it. I don't want to say force it, but like commit to it and wear one for like a day and just get, you know, acclimated to it. And then I could really see myself latching onto some NATOs, which is going to be, I've always wanted to do that because it just really opens up the style and fashion and comfort side of things. So I think it's time to do it. I don't know what you guys think. I know there's a ton of strap, like NATO strap kind of guys out there that love them. So, and I get why, because they're so freaking cool. So big thanks to Ben for lending these straps in. I think he actually gifted them to me. So big thanks to Ben for doing that. So they're only $32 each. And then if you sign up for his email, I think there's some sort of discount code. And if Ben wants to offer one with the random Rob code or whatever like that, I'll put that down in the description too. I'm not sure. We didn't really talk about that, but I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to do that. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon on the next video.